Welcome to the Life Makeovers podcast. My name is Cindy D. Whitmer, and I am the Midlife Makeover Coach, helping you turn your midlife into your best life, one step at a time. Through powerful conversations, my own midlife roller coaster story, and over 3 decades of helping people transform their lives through counseling and coaching, I am on a mission to help you create your own definition of success and happiness. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone. And for those of you in the United States, happy Independence Day week. I'm so grateful for our freedoms in this country. And so I got to thinking about true freedom, though, and what that actually is. And so I wanted to explore that this week with you. So, what does it mean to you to be truly free? And maybe not on a national level, but maybe just in your life personally. Like, what would it look like in your life if you really felt you were free? You felt free in your life. Excuse me. Ponder that while I take a sip of tea. Mm, I love tea, people. Freedom is having all the tea I want whenever I want it. Mm, okay. So here's a definition of freedom that I found: the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint, the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved, having the ability to act or change without constraint, and to possess the power and resources to fulfill one's purpose or purposes. Okay, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? That sounds great, actually. I love the sound of that. So you might look at your life if you're wanting to be free. If you don't feel free, if you feel trapped or stuck, first of all, I want you to really examine whether you are stuck or trapped. I don't know if you heard my podcast on Monday, but I told the story about baby elephants and how they are bound very young when they're being trained for the circus, or back in these days. They're bound for 2 years. And after being chained up for 2 years and only having a very small radius of freedom, to walk, you can chain them, and they will not go outside of that small circle of space because they think that that's all their world is that little bitty space. So they're really trapped, even though they're free. Okay. So if you don't think you're free, I want you to rethink that, because it is my belief and my encouragement to you, my empowering message to you, is that you are free to live however you want to live. It's your choice. Now, let's break this down. Ask yourself 2 things. What do you want to be free of? What do you want freedom from? This could be a health situation you want freedom from. Maybe you want freedom from financial debt. Maybe you want freedom from guilt or fear. Maybe you want freedom from a toxic relationship. Just think about it for a moment. Maybe jot down what's coming to your mind if you're in a space where you can write and you find writing helpful to you. But what do you want freedom from? Tea. I do not want freedom from tea. Okay, now let's look at the other way. How about, what do you want freedom to? Freedom to stay or go in a job, freedom to stay or go In a relationship, freedom to stay or go from a community, freedom to do whatever it is you want to do, whether that's a hobby you're not letting yourself enjoy, whether it's a skill set you're not allowing yourself to use in a job or career or for whatever reason. Freedom to speak your mind, freedom to, gosh, whatever, freedom to blank, fill in the blank. What do you want freedom to do or to have? Freedom to have the home you want, or the schedule you want, or the health you want. Okay. So true freedom, in my definition, is to be authentically yourself. That is true freedom. I was talking to a friend recently who got divorced a few years ago and has really learned how to enjoy life as a single person on her own, and has recently talked about, sometimes I think she'll say, sometimes I think I want a companion, someone in my life, a partner. And then other times I think I don't, because I like the freedom I have in, if I want to have cereal for dinner, I have cereal for dinner. If I want to sleep in, on a Saturday or whatever, I just do it. If I want to go over here or go out with my friends or whatever, fill in the blank, I just do it when I want to do it. I really enjoy the freedom of that. And I said to her, well, I totally get that, of course. I understand what she's saying. As a single person, she doesn't have to, on any level, consider a partner's desires, schedules, whatever. So she is very free to just run her life as she sees fit. But I did point out to her that we can be free to be authentically ourselves and do all the things in a healthy relationship. And that, my friends, I hope you will set as your standard and ideal. That if you are seeking a partnership, or if you are in a partnership or a marriage or whatever, that you are feeling free in those relationships to live your life as you see fit. And of course, I'm not saying don't ever consider your partners. I mean, I'm married. I've been married many years of my life. We're in serious relationships many years of my adult life. I've also been single some years as well. But I get it that, with a spouse, a partner, a serious partner, that of course it's not all about us all the time. But if you are in a healthy partnership, there is freedom to be yourself in that. And if some night you don't want to have a dinner and you want to eat popcorn instead, just tell your partner, hey, you know what? I'm not in the mood to cook. I'm really not feeling inspired to eat a regular meal. I'm just going to pop some popcorn. And that's going to be dinner for me. You do what you want. That's what I'm going to do. Or would you like me to make enough popcorn for both of us? Whatever. It's just a teensy weensy little example. So in a relationship or not in a relationship, please have a healthy enough relationship with yourself that you feel free, truly free. Freedom to do the things you want to do, have the things you want to have, be who you want to be, and give yourself freedom from those things that feel unhealthy, unwanted, and destructive. Okay. How do we create true freedom and keep it? How do we keep it? Once we realize, oh, I've got this. I actually am free. I'm not I'm not trapped in my life. I'm not stuck in any scenario at all. Life is fluid, it's always changing, it's ever shifting, and I can shift with it. I'm free to shift with it. I'm free to make a different choice. I'm free to try a new thing. I'm free to go a different direction. I am a human being. I am responsible for myself. I can do that. So here's how you keep it or create it and keep it. Okay. Number one, you need to build your confidence constantly. Okay. Because to be truly free in your life and go after the things that you want and ask for what you need and, seek and find, you must have some level of confidence. Right. So build your confidence. And how we do that is we love ourselves, we notice our strengths, we appreciate ourselves for who we are. We recognize that throughout our history in our lives, we have survived many, 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 many things. And we tap into those strengths and qualities that helped us survive our toughest life circumstances to build our confidence even more, to understand that, hey, I can handle anything that comes my way, even if I make some pretty drastic changes here. I want to be free and I can handle it. I've got the confidence to handle it. Number two, you want to know what you want, what you need, what you value, right? You cannot get what you do not know you want. Did I say that in a weird way? I may have. Oh, well. If you don't know what you want, you cannot go get it. It's not possible. So you've got to constantly be in touch with what you want and what you want to stand for, what you believe in, what you value. Okay, then you can go about the business of creating it or getting it or whatever. Okay. Number three, create your own definition of freedom while you're at it. Okay. Create your own definition of freedom. What is it to be free to you? What is real freedom? Is freedom, I have $100,000 in the bank so I could pay for anything no matter what happened? Freedom. Freedom is, I am no longer addicted to sugar. Freedom. Does freedom mean to you, I'm out of that toxic relationship now? Is freedom to you, I am starting my own business. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to work how I want to work. I'm not going to work for somebody else anymore. Is freedom, I sleep until I wake up. I don't use an alarm. I just sleep until I wake up naturally. What is your definition of freedom? Yeah, your definition. So make sure you know what freedom means to you so you can, again, create it. And then number four, go toward those things always, always. Whatever your specific definition or idea of freedom is, then always choose in favor of those freedoms. Always. When you're given choices, opportunities, options out there, always choose in favor of the things that you define as freeing to you. Okay. Number five, talk the talk of those freedoms. Talk the talk of those freedoms. Okay. Talk your talk. And number six, walk the walk of them. So, in other words, how you speak about freedom, what you say is freedom to you, talk about that. Talk about that. Share that value that you have, and then walk the walk of it. You've got to put this into action. It's not going to just fall down from the sky for you. You want to declare it and then live it. Number seven, establish beliefs that support you in this freedom journey. So in other words, if freedom means to you, I can make my own decisions, right? I want to make all my own decisions about my time, my money, my choices, my this, my that, my other, and the other, then if you have the belief, uh, I don't know, um, I don't know what's best for me, or I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy. If you hold those kinds of beliefs in your head and in your heart, then you're not likely to go make all these decisions, right? Because you're having self doubt, you're having fear. So, a belief that would support you making your own decisions is I am wise. I am wise. I know what's best for me. I am in charge of my life. I am the creator of my own experiences. Okay. So make sure you're speaking, thinking beliefs that support your definition of freedom. 8, forgive yourself. Clean your slate. Whatever crap you've got dangling around in your history that you're still hanging on to that's keeping you from being free. The emotional baggage you're dragging around with you like it's luggage you cannot release, the regrets you feel, the guilt you feel, the fear you've had, the worries all of it, things that you feel badly about. Make amends where you need to. I'm saying for the 100th time, probably, you might be sick of me saying that. Make amends where you need to, and then go forth. Make amends and just move forward. Forgive yourself. Don't wait for other people to forgive you. They may not have the emotional capacity to give that to you directly. They may not ever say the words. They may never think the thought. They may never tell you if they do think the thought. They may be deceased. They may be, whatever. Don't wait for other people to do it for you. You've got to forgive yourself and drop all the old stuff. It's over. It's over. It's gone. It's over, over. The other day, I had a moment where for some reason, I flashed back to a decision I made in my early 20s that I have felt some guilt over, or regret, or whatever, all those yucky things. And I mean, it's so far in the past. It's been so long ago. I don't even know why it came up in my mind at all, in my consciousness. And I thought, oh my gosh, Cindy, why are you giving that 5 seconds of your time? That is so over. Over. Oh my gosh, that's so over. You've grown and evolved so much since then. And you just let that go. Don't even spend 5 minutes on that. So that's what I would encourage you as well. Number 9, one of the greatest ways to create freedom in your life and keep it is to drop worrying about what other people think of you. Completely. Stop worrying about what other people think. Just stop. Who cares? So what? Who cares? Remember that podcast, SWWC, a while back? So what? Who cares? Some people are going to love you and think you can't do anything wrong, that you never could, no matter how hard you tried. Other people aren't going to like you at all. They might even hate you. They may disrespect you, disregard you, may not get you at all, and may even try to make your life difficult. There are those there. And then there's neutral people who just don't, they're ambivalent about you. We've all got all sets of those people, whether we know it or not. Okay, so that just the playing field is even. So just stop it. You will never feel free totally in your life if you're spending any time going, well, what if she thinks that, or what if he thinks that, or what if what if they don't like this, what if blah 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 blah. No, just worried about what other people think. Number 10, live your life. I can't say it enough. Just live your life, not somebody else's life. If you are caring for your elderly parents, for example, first of all, bless you. Second of all, your life does not have to be every single minute their life. Unless that's what you want. If that's what you want, that's what you choose, that's what you need to do. Bless you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. But if you're feeling trapped in 100% 24-hour, 7 days a week caregiving, you feel trapped in it, then it's time to find a different balance. I'm not saying kick them to the curb and abandon them. I'm saying find some more balance, some more freedom. That's if you're doing that and you feel trapped, that's you living their life, not your life. Okay. Same if you're a new parent and you have little kids that are hanging off your arms 24 hours a day and you never give yourself a break. That's you living their life, not your life. If you are, working for a micromanaging dictatorial boss, really reconsider that. That's you living the company's life or the boss's life, not your life fully. This is what I mean. If you are doing everything you can, you're tiptoeing around your spouse or partner, trying to keep them happy, keep them from being mad at you, keep them from hitting you, keeping them from divorcing you, keeping them from leaving you, keeping them from getting angry, blowing their stack, whatever they do, you're living their life, not your life. I did this at some level. I've done it a couple of ways in the past. Very, very, I was a champion at this actually. and it was very distressing. How did I do this? Can you relate to this? Number one, I was married to someone who I think the best way to say it was thought his life was more important than anyone else's. Okay. So our married life was wrapped tightly around what he wanted to do in his side of the family life was important to him there. What he wanted to do professionally, what he wanted to do with his free time, how he wanted to balance, the chores at home, the parenting, the community service, everything. It really was. And I literally tried to keep the peace by trying to put up with all that, go along with it. And it wasn't all bad stuff. I don't mean that, but it's just, if I had an idea or a thought or a suggestion about how we spend a weekend or a holiday or a vacation or our time of service or our church dedication or whatever that was different than his, no, bad, Cindy, bad. So I really tried to meld into his vision because I wanted our marriage to work. The other way that I did this, where I was living more other people's lives than my own, was as a mother. I did this as a mother. I put the kids before myself. I put the kids before our marriage, actually, sometimes. I'm not recommending this. I'm saying this is a way I've done this, and I know has happened to many of you, where everything becomes about the children. Okay, what would make the children happy? What do the children want? What do the children need? Da 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 da. And of course, I'm not saying let's all neglect our children. Why don't we just, give them a backpack and say, you handle your life. You're 5, you handle it. You're 10, you handle it. That's not what I mean, but an imbalance. I think I was so distressed about screwing up as a mother. Like I thought, oh, I can't screw this up. If I screw anything up in life, okay, but I can't screw up being a mother. So I overdid it. I overfunctioned. And I really did. Really did. So, and neglected myself, honestly. And that's not the kids' fault. That's my fault. And so there was a scenario for me, and I bet you a lot of you can relate to that, where you think you have these kids, you have these babies, and you can't possibly put yourself first at that point, because you have these people, these little dependent people. So I lived their lives a lot on behalf of them, instead of going, gosh, I'm a person. I remember when they were teenagers and they were in the car once with me. And I mean, they were in the car with me many times, but one of the times I was driving my car, they were both in there. Son was in the back seat, daughter was in the front seat. And I had the radio station on music I liked to listen to. And they got in the car and she changed the radio station right then and there. And I said, hey, I want to listen to this radio station. This is my car. I am driving. I am a person. I said to them out loud, I am a person. I am a person with preferences, and I want to listen to this radio station. And they were probably flabbergasted. Like, what, Mom, you're a person? You have ideas for yourself? I mean, that probably really was a shocker. Wow, Mom isn't just going to let us change the channel in the car like we have for the last 10 years, whatever. That was a moment where I went, hey, right? So that's freedom, right? That was a tiny little example of where I started to shift and say, nah, I don't care if you want to listen to this. I'm going to listen to this. We're in my car. When we're in your car, we'll listen to what you want to listen to, or put your earbuds in and listen to what you want, whatever. But anyway, so are you living someone else's life? Because if you are, then you're not fully living your life. So, and we can live our lives fully and be in relationships with other people. That is a healthy scenario right there. Live your life and be in relationships with other people, whether it's your children, your grandchildren, a spouse, a partner, good friends, your siblings, your extended family, colleagues you work with, community members you associate with, whomever it is. Live your life, be free, be yourselves, and be in healthy relationships with others, where you are encouraged to be you and you encourage others and empower others to be themselves. That, my friends, is a peaceful, joy-filled, satisfying, meaningful way to live. And to me, that is true freedom. Thank you so much for listening to the Life Makeovers podcast. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, find out more about my coaching programs, or download my free ebook, The Midlife Makeover Method, The Secret to Loving Yourself Fully and Living on Your Terms, then head over to my website at www.cindydwhitmer.com and have a wonderful day.